Oh, good morning, friends. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. Let's get a little Instagram action up and running. Let's hit go live there. All right. Here we are. We are back. We are back. Yesterday, I did my best and I failed. Good morning. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Today is Thursday, July 16th. Gosh damn, this year is just marching on and on and on. Do you know what happens when your routine disappears overnight? Yesterday, I found out. Oh, y'all, it was a day. If you were on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, I was not here yesterday. I managed to keep it going on TikTok. Good morning, Joker 7696. Good morning, K. Vioneliotta. Good morning. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. So yesterday I woke up to a dead MacBook. Couldn't see anything that was happening on the screen of my MacBook. I didn't realize at first exactly how much of a disruption that was going to be to my good old reliable routine. I am a creature of habit, my friends. I wake up every morning, hydrate, meditate, caffeinate, and then sit down. I couldn't do my live streaming on multiple platforms. I couldn't do my morning writing that I normally do. I, of course, made an appointment at the computer store to see what was going on with my laptop because I just had to. There's so much work that I do on my computer, and I just had to see what was going on. But I was also dealing with my side hustle, if you want to call it that, of being a landlord. And I had a delivery from the Home Depot coming. Of course, Home Depot decided to make it more difficult and split it into 3 deliveries and not 1. And of course, they were scheduled to arrive right before I had to leave to go to the computer store to make my appointment and get my computer fixed. With all of that, I just had a lot going on in my brain. And then, of course, as the day progressed, Home Depot kept changing the delivery time. So then it was going to happen after I had already left to go and make my appointment at the computer store. And so I had to come up with a strategy for finding a neighbor or somebody else who's going to be here who could accept the delivery and sign for it. It was fine to leave the stuff out in the street and then I'll bring it in when I get back. That's fine, no problem. It was just all of the disruption to the regular routine. There were suddenly new things that had to be scheduled and computed and in my brain. And of course, some of my systems to deal with my regular life went out the window, chiefly the alerts that are on my computer to remind me of the things that I have to do. So my reminders might have gone out of the window. Good morning, friends. Good morning, Yassine Walid. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC, your place for real life stories, strategies, and insights into being a working actor here in New York City. And yesterday, all of my routines got upended. I went off to my appointment to get my computer fixed, thinking that I had the deliveries from the hardware store under control, that there was going to be somebody here who could accept them on my behalf. And while I was on my way to the computer store was when I realized that I had made a big mistake. I had completely forgotten that I had scheduled a discovery call with a new coaching client. I the discovery call is before we decide to work together. I like to just jump on a Zoom call with a client to make sure that we're going to be able to work together well, particularly over a Zoom format, just to make sure that we're on the same page about what we can achieve in a suggested number of coaching sessions. And it's my first time to actually meet a person in person. So I actually really enjoy them. I do love meeting new people, and I love meeting new coaching clients and talk with them about moving their journey forward as an actor. I really enjoy them, and so I had one scheduled yesterday, and it completely slipped my mind. As soon as I remembered, I emailed them immediately and apologized. I hope we can repair that, but I also understand if I damaged the relationship. And I've been thinking a lot, of course, about why that happened. And it's not because I don't care. Oh, that is not it at all. It's happened because one broken routine knocked over the next. Um, Life got messy yesterday, and I have systems in place for when life is on track, for when life is in my routine. But what systems do I have to protect that when life gets messy? Does that make sense? Let me know if you relate to this. Let me know what you. Good morning, Aben. Thanks for being here. This is the daily, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Sydney Sweeney's here. Sarah joined. Come on in, Tatiana. It's great to see you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your support. I look, hey, Aben, thanks for the likes. I appreciate your support. Lynn is here. Thank you for being here. As an acting career coach, I am always trying to support my clients in whichever way I can. There are things that we work on. We work on craft, we work on visibility, we work on relationships, and we work on infrastructure. Hey, Mundang Simanjarang. My country is NIGTH. Not sure what that means. Let me know. Mondang, let me know what that NIGTH. Nigeria, it looks like the start of Nigeria, but that's not the end of. Oh, Indonesia. Oh, welcome. Nice. Thanks for being here. Dave Angelo P. Rivera at night. It's Indonesia, but all good. I just this made me really, really sad, but I turned down an opportunity to go to Manila, which is in the Philippines. But it just reminded me of, like, I've had so much fun in Southeast Asia. I did a job in Jakarta. I've done jobs in Singapore. I've done jobs in Thailand. Oh, thanks, Black Panther. Yeah, I shaved yesterday, so looking a little more clean shaven. User, what's your fave performance from an actor of all time? Gosh, that's like picking one of your favorite children. Picking your favorite child. I don't know if you know this movie. Tell me if you know the movie Tootsie, starring Dustin Hoffman and Terry Garr. Terry Garr in Tootsie might be one. I was thinking about this last night about actors that we lost too soon. Of course, that's been a part of the news cycle lately, with the passing of Sam Neill, with the passing of Josh Grazzetti. And I spoke about that yesterday. And but I was thinking about it last night. Actors who we were robbed of more brilliant work from them, and the two that immediately come to mind are Terry Garr, and I point to her performance in Tootsie as being one of my absolute favorites that I cannot wait to enjoy all over again. And Madeline Kahn. Madeline Kahn was another great that we lost too soon. Too soon. We were robbed of all of the performances that were yet to come from those two brilliant actors. And I don't know that it's that Terry Garr in Tootsie is my favorite performance of all time, but that certainly would make my top 10 list. Let me know yours. What would make your list? I'm trying to think of something dramatic to counteract that comedy. Well, what's interesting is that really what she's giving is a dramatic performance in a way because everything is a crisis. Everything is a crisis for her in that movie, but of course she does it in such a way that we laugh about it. Um, so I'm a huge fan. Um, Noted, I'll check it out. How about Meryl Streep? Of course, the most quotable, the one that comes to mind is, of course, Devil Wears Prada 1. I have to say, okay, let's talk about this and tell me if you agree. I want to know. Devil Wears Prada 2 was better than I expected. Devil Wears Prada, the first iteration, I was a fan of because it was so quotable. Is this what makes a movie great? Is that it's really quotable? Maybe this is just comedies. I'm not sure. What was I watching that they were screaming about? Oh no, Aaron Brockovich. Las Culturistas were talking about Aaron Brockovich and how quotable that movie is. Oh, you agree with me totally. I didn't expect a sequel to be good. I agree. And when I saw the trailer for it, I was just like, oh, this is kind of be cheap and annoying. But instead, what I got from the sequel of The Devil Wears Prada 2 was how faithful the sequel was to the characters of the first movie and the scripting of the first movie. I found it to be a, a far more genuinely enjoyable experience. I look retro. I'm down for that. That's what happens when Unc gets dressed up. Is that Unc looks cute in a retro kind of way. Ronaldo or Messi, pass. I will let everybody chime in on that and support. Okay, you guys tell me, Ronaldo or Messi? I don't know. You tell me. I want to know, who is it? Hey, baby, it's raining. Handsome gentleman, it is not raining here, and you have to make sure that the rain stays off because I've got a painting project to do on around my front door today. Otherwise, it's going to look messy for our block party on Saturday, and I can't have that. I am an actor, Brother Brian. I am an actor. I am a working actor. I have been on Broadway 3 times. I've been in films. I have been in television shows. I, my next job, my next formal job, starts in August. I'm going to the McCarter Theater in Princeton, New Jersey, to do a new musical. So that's what is that my next thing? I don't think I have any filming projects between now and then, but I'm happy to be surprised by that. They always pop up on on things. So welcome, Brother Brian. Let me know where my other actors are. Actors out there, what are you working on at the moment? Let me know if you have any questions, if you need any support with something that you're going through. User0985 wants to know thoughts on Wicked 1 and 2. Somehow I got more enjoyment out of Wicked 1, but it's hard because there was a level of familiarity with that I mean, I have seen Wicked on Broadway, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. Not necessarily on Broadway. I saw the tour a couple of times because there were specific alphabets that I'm friends with who I wanted to see them do it. And so Wicked 1 felt faithful and a beautiful filmic adaptation of what I remembered, and visually elevated version of that, which I thought was beautiful and I really enjoyed it. Wicked 2, and I mean, let's be key about this. The performances were what made those films so extraordinary, and Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, I thought were beautifully cast. I love Michelle Yeoh, and I did not think that she was brilliantly cast. Hot take. Let me know if I got that wrong, and tell me why. Um, Wicked 2, I thought that the new songs that they put in were fine, but did they necessarily make me go, "Oh, now that should have been the original, should have been in the original"? I don't think they were still numbers that would have been cut from a final musical. But they had the space to expand it, and they didn't annoy me in any way. I just didn't think they especially illuminated. Well, that maybe they did. There was that story. Yeah, I mean, I see why they were in the film. One thing I remember really loving about Wicked 2 was the way they portrayed the romantic relationship between Fiyero and Elphaba. I thought that was beautifully and tenderly done, and I enjoyed that. Does that make sense? I was also in an environment. I was doing a show, and so the theater had booked out the movie theater so that everybody involved in the theater could go and see Wicked 2, and so the experience of that was just super fun. Everybody being together. T wants to know if I have cats. I do not, but I do love them. Brother Brian, I graduated from school and now I'm lost. Ooh, brutal. What sort of school did you graduate from? Did you graduate from acting school? Ebi no, vamos Argentina. That's so crazy. Ebi non, Ebi none. Go Argentina. One of my coaching clients is from Argentina and actually arrives in New York City today to get some experience in as an actor here in the city, just to see if that feels like. Brother Brian, you played a character, Walter the waiter. That's right, Elspeth. It was one of those situations where a trend that's happening in television here in the US is that oh, that fly is back again. There's a trend happening here in the US since the writer's strike a couple of years ago, since the strikes, plural, a couple of years ago. They are now, instead of writing guest stars, where there's a certain amount of the hierarchy goes series regulars, recurring, guest star, and then co-star. And a lot of the guest star roles have now been downgraded to co-star roles. So Walter the waiter had 5 scenes. I had a full juicy 2-page scene with the 2 series leads. And under prior circumstances, that would have been qualified as a guest star. It's just the amount of material. But instead, that role was downgraded to a co-star, which means that it was the same level as the unnamed client who in a hallway said one line to one of the guest stars, and then that was it. So my 5 scenes, including a 2-pager, was put on the same level as the guy who had one line. So that was Walter the waiter in season 2 of Elspeth. What was that called? That episode was called Tearjerker. But yeah, it was a nice, fun experience. I got to tell you, that Carrie Preston, the lead in Elspeth, she is a truly, not only is she a fantastic actor, but she's a truly good human being. After so many years of being a guest star herself on other TV series and not having good experiences, she has talked about this a lot, about making it a point to make sure that any visitors to the set of Elspeth, where she's there, that they have a great experience, that they feel comfortable, that they feel safe, that they feel happy, that they feel capable of doing their best work. because she has been in the opposite situation. And so I can vouch that on my time on the set of Elspeth, Carrie Preston spent, when we were not shooting, when we were hanging out waiting for them to relight, readjust the cameras, when we were taking the scene from a different angle or whatever, that she talked to me. We'd had great conversations. She wanted to know who I was and where I was from, and what brought me to that moment. And I felt seen, and I did not feel like a day player. She made me feel like I was important to what was happening on set that day, which, let's be honest, I was. And it was just very, very generous of her to spend the time making sure that I felt comfortable and safe, that and it created better work. The scene that we had to do was a little bit complicated in the sense that I had a repetitive task to do. I was like stacking shelves with wine bottles in this restaurant while we were doing our 2-page scene, and it was complicated in the sense that I had to do it similarly enough with each take, and we shot the scene a few times but from different angles. So in the end there were maybe, I don't know, 10 or 12 takes of the scene, and I had to do the action the same or similar enough each time. So they were all astounded, because to me that was just simple choreography, but to them they were like, oh my god, you're getting it, it's so good, we can edit this together so easily. So it helped that I was in a really good frame of mind on set because of the generosity that Carrie Preston showed to me. And I reached out to her afterwards, and she reached back. And so I wouldn't say we're friends, because that is thanks, brother Brian. I appreciate your support. Nuexan, I am not Paul. Broski, why you hate Mexicans? That is incorrect. I do not hate Mexicans. In fact, my closest neighbors, who I spend a lot of time with every day, are Mexicans. So, so where are we at? TikTok is being nicely active. Mr. A. Wayne. Oh, he was here for a minute. Jake Pistachio over on YouTube. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you being here. Hello to you. So, Brother Brian, do you prefer stage acting or television? That, my friend, is a really complex question. I have so much more experience with stage acting. And the thing that I love about that is that there is a feeling of development. There's a feeling of progression. There's a feeling of, you start work on day one and you feel like you're progressively building something. There's the sequence of it makes sense. The sequence of it is helps me feel like I'm building something that is much more difficult to achieve with television. But television has all of this excitement that goes along with it. This fly is so annoying. No, go that way. Go back to exactly where you were, but where the window's open. Oy. On television, there's less of a sense of progression, less a feeling that you're building something. But there's actually something very focusing and exciting of knowing that the actual shooting time, you'll be there for hours over the day, but your active time of actually shooting the thing is down to those few minutes right there. And they could be like 10 minutes and then 10 minutes. And then you'll go away again for another hour, hour and a half while they reposition the cameras and relight the scene. And then it'll be those 10 minutes and then those 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, there's something exciting about focusing the work in that way. It can also be intimidating because, as I say, there isn't that buildup, that progression to it where things get built in theater. So I love both of them. I am certainly focused more. I've done so much stage acting at this point in my career. I've been a working actor in New York City for over 25 years, and so I've done the vast majority of that has been on stage, and so I'm very excited to do more television. That's sort of where my focus is at the moment. And I heard some excellent news last night that film production is way up in New York City right now, which is great news. Wildflower Studios, the studio that Robert De Niro built in Astoria, had been fairly idle in 2025 and is now almost at capacity. Their sound stages are almost at capacity. So I'm very excited to know that. I'm not sure what proportion of that is film and what proportion of that is television, but I'm very excited to hear that production schedules are up in New York City. And that apparently is mostly due to the tax incentives that Governor Hochul put in place in New York City, not just New York City, but in New York State. So it's good to see that those tax incentives are working. Bill, I'm not sure what that language is. Dr. Farmer wants to know, who do you think Argentina or Spain will win? Don't know. Haven't been paying attention. I should ask my Mexican neighbors because they have been paying attention. Hey, Moad, how are you? I'm doing great. I am so much better this morning than I was yesterday morning when I couldn't do my live streaming because I didn't have a computer. But I have a computer again now. In fact, over on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, let me know what you think of this camera. There it goes. Goodbye. Fly finally found the exit door. Let me know what you think of this camera compared to the one you're used to seeing. All right, my friends. If nobody's got any other questions, where's the chat? Where's the chat at? I have some of my own acting work to do today. I also have my side hustle, if you want to call it that, is being a landlord. And so I have to spend, now that the weather is relatively dry and warm. Oh, this is a great question, Evan. Do you prefer to act out fully fleshed out characters or open characters? That is a great question, my friend. I do love development process. There is nothing. I think the really fun part. Yes, of course, I love taking a text that's been around for years, decades, and doing the detective work of finding a little juicy clue here and a little juicy clue there to find out how I can make this character more real for myself and by extension to the audience. But there's something so delicious about getting work where you know that your contribution is going to help the writers create more. I am part of a project called Regency Girls, which we did in San Diego last year, and there's been more development this year, and coming to a Broadway stage near you. And I know that my performance helped flesh out that character for the creators. We worked with two fantastic writers and two great music team of two. There's something very delicious about knowing that your performance is contributing to the creation of a character. So there's something very fun about that. Thanks, Brother Brian, for being here. The hair is looking terrible because I haven't been through the shower yet, but it's there looking crazy. That's why that's why I'm hiding it under the hat. Brother Brian, I really appreciate your support. Thanks for being here, my friend. I'm back. I'm here 8 a.m. every weekday, and we have a live podcast this coming Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Please join us. Be right here, 8 a.m. every weekday morning. We are, it's the daily is your place to let me know what you're working on in your acting career, so we can talk about it. Let's talk about it. Uh, Jacob Johnson wants to know, bro, do you math debate your pool C because my cock's long? I feel like that's, oh, I see. It's like, it's a wanking joke. Great. Good job, Jacob Johnson. Uh, let me know what you're working on in your acting career so we can talk about it. Uh, I'm used to that sort of thing on YouTube. That's the kind of that sort of juvenile. I'm going to make this person say something. I just let go of my agent. Actually, are you married? Interesting, Jacob. I can't imagine why. Um, let me know why you did that, Jacob. Uh, Brother Brian, I'm trying to enter this world. Hope I can. Oh, support. Are you more interested in stage or are you more interested in TV and film, Brother Brian? Uh, the reason I ask is because there are sort of some focus issues there. I'm doing a lot of content at the moment about, oh, thank you, Freaky Door. I appreciate your support, but I am not to be eaten. uh, um, I'm doing a lot of work at the moment about getting specific about uh, your type, who you are to the industry. So, Brother Brian, I'd be interested to know both, but more television work. Brother Brian, are you in New York City? Are you in one of the major markets, or are you? Let me know where you are in the world. Uh, Jacob Johnson. She tried getting me to sign a contract where she receives 20% of whatever I book. In America, 10% is the legal amount that an agent can take from your work. But then if you also have a manager, managers are not limited to the 10%, but that's also standard. But then, that's why television work pays so much better, is because you send 30% to the government, 10% to your agent, and 10% to your manager. So you end up with only 50% of what's left. And then if you have a lawyer on top of that, that's only another 5%. I'm from South Africa, so the money actors get here isn't that great. Fair. Uh, Freaky door. Any piece of advice? Who is that from? Is that from Jacob Johnson? No. Any piece of advice? I'm struggling with my mental health support. Um, if you're struggling with your mental health, find your support systems. Find the people that you don't have to share any more than you're prepared to share. Make sure that you have somebody there who can hold your hand while you go through it. Freaky Door is trying to get something going, and I'm not into it. Brother Brian, I hope at LA. Okay, cool. You're in a huge market there, and competition is tough. My advice to Brother Brian is get specific about who you are to the market. It's exactly what we're working on in my Wheelhouse workshop that we have coming up on July 25th. Um, the the television market in particular, we feel like as actors we can do anything, that we want to show everybody how our range. The problem is that casting directors are not looking for actors who can do everything. They're looking for a solution to a specific casting problem. So the clearer you are about who you are to the industry and what solution you provide to the industry, the more castable you are. And initially that may feel like you're putting yourself into a box, that you're narrowing your field, but by getting specific about the sort of work that you love to do, the type of characters that you love to play, and the intersection of where the characters you love to play and the solution you provide to the industry is what I call your wheelhouse. And then you find, like, for example, one of my wheelhouse roles is the smart servant. We talked about Walter the waiter on Elspeth before. That I absolutely classify as a smart servant. It's a supporting role who has the answers. And I get cast in that role a lot. I've played that role on Gossip Girl. I've played that role on Elspeth. I've played that role on Full Circle for Steven Soderbergh. And Smart Servant is a place where I keep showing up in the industry, and it's a role that I enjoy playing. I like having the guy who has the answers. I don't have to be the top dog in the room. I can be the supporting servant character. That's fine by me. Does that make sense? So I call that role my smart servant, and I have headshots that are focused towards the smart servant so that I am providing casting with a very focused and specific solution to a problem. First, Shuai, what famous movies have I acted in? I have not acted in any famous movies, but if you want to see a couple of stinkers, there's one called Miles. No, that's not it. Miles isn't a stinker. Miles stars Molly Shannon and Paul Reiser. I have a little supporting role in that. I have a supporting role in a very odd movie called Easter Mysteries, which is about the Passion of Christ, and I play Thomas, doubting Thomas. But I'm proud of the work that I did in that, and I got to act with some incredibly good musical theater actors from New York City, but it was a rather odd project. Wait, Brother Brian, you are also Australian living in America? Because I am an Australian living in America. How are you from? I'm from Australia. I lived in Australia for the first 28 years of my life, and then I moved to New York City, and I've been a working actor in New York City for over 25 years now. So, Brother Brian, are you originally from Australia, or are you talking about me? You tell me. So yeah, sorry to disappoint. Haven't been in any famous movies, but if you join us for the podcast on Saturday, I do all my podcasts with my friend Patrick Richwood, who you would recognize from Pretty Woman. You would recognize perhaps from Beaches. You would recognize from The Princess Diaries with Anne Hathaway. Oh, someone asked you a question, I answered. Thank you. Thanks, Brother Brian. I appreciate you catching my questions before I do. Thanks for, you want a job? Not that I can pay you anything, but I still don't have that team worked out. But thank you, Brother Brian. I appreciate it. Brother Brian, let me know if me talking about Wheelhouse was helpful to you, if that resonated with you, because I do feel like being specific is a way to differentiate yourself in a crowded market. Those casting director workshops that we all go to, I always find that being specific is the way to get their attention, and focusing is and helping them walk out of the room with thinking, oh, if I ever need smart servant, I know I found someone. Smart servant is one of mine. Elegant menace is another one of mine. That's my bad guy character. And I feel like another character that I'm working on is Hampton's dad. Hamptons may be a very specific New York City reference, but Hampton's dad is another one that I'm working on. It doesn't involve the vulnerability that I would love to in problem. I have no problem, but now I'm going to work. See you later. Have a good day at work, Brother Brian. I appreciate you being here wherever you are in your acting career. You got this. Keep going. And that is true for all of my friends. Man with the pen, I'm a writer being pushed to acting because some actor friends saw me creating characters live. Dude, that is the way to go. This is exactly what I'm trying to encourage. So many actors get annoyed that they're being asked to create their own work. And It's the way to go. It is the way forward. And because we see it becoming the way to be successful. Um, you know, back when I was a young actor, it was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were getting beaten out to from the leading role in movies by Robert Sean Leonard and Ethan Hawke. So they were got sick of that, and so they wrote Good Will Hunting. Matt Damon was taking a writing class at Harvard, one of those fancy schools, and he wrote the first act of Good Will Hunting for his class, and he thought he was going to fail because it was a movie and not a play. But the teacher was like, "This is really good, and you need to keep working on it, and I'm going to give you an A." He didn't end up finishing that degree because Good Will Hunting became a thing and got picked up and produced, and he ended up winning an Oscar for it. But that was not the only example. Like, think about Issa Rae, Quinta Brunson, um, all of these actors who create their Billy Bob Thornton wrote Sling Blade. Am I making that up? No, I think that's true. There are all of these examples of actors who got sick of not being cast, so they created their own work. We're seeing it now. Creators from YouTube, Curry Barker, um, Sessions, Backroom, Minimum Wage. The Minimum Wage team were a sketch comedy group, and they got the opportunity to start. They grew from YouTubers creating their own work and just getting it out into the world to becoming, produced properties. Netflix has ordered 24 episodes from the minimum wage team, all because they were actors who just started creating their own work. So I hope you're man with the pen. I hope you're not mad that you're being pushed into being an actor. But I'm telling you, look at Issa Rae, and Quinta Brunson. Those are writers who, Mindy Kaling was in the writers' room for The Office, uh, and uh, was asked to do or play a role on The Office, and she ended up growing the Mindy Project out of that experience. So I hope you're not mad about it, but I hope you're but I hope you could enjoy the process of turning your own writing into a creative performance project as well. How to improve your English listening skills. I have the same question about Spanish. I try to learn Spanish. The difficulty for me is that my neighbors, I have a lot of Spanish speaking neighbors, they all talk so quickly and they don't articulate all of the letters in a word. And so I find it very difficult to get complete sentences out of what my neighbors are saying. I can pick up a lot of it, but I find it very difficult. One thing I found was that, have you heard of news in slow Spanish? There must be a similar news in slow English, just as a way to, because I find that taking the speed level down in helps me with comprehension, being able to pick things up quickly. Of course, the more you pick things up. Oh, Funny Mom is here. Hey, Australian flag. I am good. I hope you have a nice day. Get it, Funny Mom. Excuse me. Big callback today. This is what I'm talking about. Very excited for you. We're gonna breathe. We're gonna know that we got this. The fact that you got the call back proves that you're already doing the work. You're already what they are looking for. From here on out, it becomes about all kinds of things that are out of your control. You might be too tall for the person opposite. You might be too short for the person opposite. They may already have somebody on cast who who you look too similar to them. So do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you're doing it. You got this. Keep going. Your work is awesome, and I'm so, so, so happy that that you're just going. I love that you come on and show me the successes. I'm super happy for you, Laura. Congratulations. Man with a pen got caught lacking. Part of my writing process was understanding and getting into character, and they saw. So you're saying that you didn't flesh out the character? Is that what's saying? I'm not certain. Dot says, hello, mate. G'day, mate. How's it going? Sir, work job for me. Um, I am not hiring at the moment. I'm not sure if that's what that was. Oh gosh. I want to be you when I grow up. Oh, that's very sweet. It's interesting because whenever I get a little down about not being further ahead in my career, I just remind myself that there are people who would be overjoyed to have the career that I have. I get to do what I love and I get to share about it with you all. Oh, thanks, USF. I appreciate that. It's interesting. I have so much to be grateful for in my life. So I appreciate the love and support. Y'all have been fun. This has been really terrific. Thanks for being here. I appreciate the support. I am going to keep it moving because I got things to do today. There's so much on my to-do list. And of course, Home Depot are delivering another pile of wood for me. USF, you keep killing it. Wherever you are in your acting career, my friends, you got this. Keep going. I will be right back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Come on back and let me know what you're working on. Laura, I want to know how that callback goes. They wanted a new character created. Oh, that sounds like so much fun, though. Man with a pen. I would love to hear more about it. Come on back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Laura, I want to know how that callback goes. You got this, my friend. Keep going. I will see you here tomorrow at 8 a.m. That was fun, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow at 8.